Good afternoon. This is Michelle Dion Thompson. I am your academic and legal coach, and this is my writing tip for this week. And my writing tip for this week is do not try to run your errands and write at the same time. What am I talking about? You know how it is that, of course, because you plan the time to write, that the one thing that comes to mind are the errands, right? You sit down, you're going to work, you have planned exactly what you're going to work on, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to go to the dry cleaners. Oh, I need to buy an airline ticket. Oh, the concert ticket. Ooh, I need to get this at the grocery store. Right, that's what pops into your mind. And that is not writing. So number one, let me say that writing is for writing. Don't use that time to go run your errands. Sit down and write, even if it's the worst thing that ever came to mind. But the other thing is that you actually need to schedule your errand time. You need to take out your calendar and put aside the time to go ahead and run the errands. Well, Michelle, that's all well and good, but I'm still writing and this stuff is popping in my head. And I understand that. That happens to me all the time. So this is how I handle that. I have a pad of paper. I have to do it on paper, but you can do it on your phone or your computer or your tablet, whatever. And keep a list. Keep a running list. So go to the dry cleaners, that ends up on the list. Get this for dinner tonight, that goes on the list. You get the point. All of the stuff that bugs me during the day gets put on the list. And that helps to keep me from going ahead and running the errand. So what I have to say about this is curb your enthusiasm. Just because it pops in your head doesn't mean you have to do it right at that particular moment. Put it on the list. Your mind is tricked. It thinks, oh, I've handled that. Thank you. And you can go back to writing. That's the amazing part about it. And you have to you can schedule time to do this stuff, but there's another trick that I've done to handle this. And one of it is one of the way I manage my writing time. I use the Pomodoro system. And what it does is it gives you 25 minutes of whatever that work is, and you can tell it what it is, and then 5 minutes off. And that pattern happens 3 times, and then the fourth 25-minute period, you get a 20-minute break. So it does 2 things. In those break periods, I actually take the time to go and do some of particularly the digital stuff, right? Buy a plane ticket, I can do that in 5 minutes in that time period, or in the 20-minute break, right? And you can handle that stuff. But the other thing is that as I'm writing, I'm not getting fried because I'm actually taking an occasional break, which I find to be invaluable. So the Pomodoro system is a really excellent way of having your cake and eating it too, running the errands, and getting the writing done. The key to all of this is planning. You need to plan the time that you're going to write. You need to plan the time you're going to do your errands, otherwise it's not going to get done. And if you do that, it really gives you a chance to handle things. So make sure as you're planning your next week, get your schedule out, put down when you're going to run errands. You might need to do a little bit daily. You may decide to do it all on Friday. It's up to you. But planning is the key. That's this week's writing tip. Do not write and do your errands at the same time. You can find out more about me at michelledionthompson.com, michelledionthompson.com. Have a great weekend.